Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sitting up here in Lapeer, Michigan. I got a pickup later today. Going down to Wentzville, Missouri for first thing in the morning drop. It's Sunday, August 26th. Kind of overcast day, but weather ain't too bad. It's kind of thick, kind of muggy out, I guess. But yeah, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the dealings, I guess, between drivers and dispatch. Uh, kind of the communication part of it, and what it means to be in service. I've had some discussions with some drivers as of late. The main thing being when they get dispatched to load at night, say 5-6 o'clock in the evening, they get dispatched to run. It ends up being, say, 500 miles or 600 miles. You pick that up at 6-7 o'clock at night. I mean, you're talking about, roughly 10 hours worth of driving, maybe a little less, anywhere between 8 and 10 hours, which is going to run you all night because they usually want it first thing in the morning when the place opens. Now, some drivers look at that like, oh man, dispatch, should know it's late in the day and blah, 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 or pay attention to that I just came off of a couple of runs, and they need to pay attention to that and realize that I just did this or whatever it may be. They want the dispatch to know what they're in the mood to take. I'm kind of being facetious there, but meaning they expect the dispatch to be paying more attention to each individual driver as far as what can they take. Is this a good run for them? Are they tired? Whatever, but they can't. I mean, if they had the staff to do it, great. But there's not. Say dispatch was looking at a load. There's nothing on the screen that's going to say, hey, driver A has been, done this run, that run, this run, and that run, and I don't think they have enough in them to do it, and they got to make a phone call, or there's no chart saying this is how much he's recharged, and there's none of that shit going on. So say you take the time to call the driver. Now, a lot of these loads that pop up, I mean, by the time you call a driver, find out if the driver's willing to take it, talk about the load with the driver, get back off the phone with the driver, put the bid in, fucking load could be gone already. So dispatch doesn't want to have to do that. Now, they will at times, especially if they know that it's like it could be kind of a shitty run, or something to that effect. They're going to call you because they're not going to force it on you unless they really have to, because it's a customer of theirs they want to take care of. But there's no chart that, like, when you're in service first thing in the morning, as the day goes, this is your energy level, this is the amount of miles you can do. As the day goes, your chart isn't slowly chalking down, clicking down piece by piece, and come 6 o'clock, oh, he can only do 200 miles because he's been up all day and didn't get a nap or whatever. Drivers need to understand, in service, dispatch sees in service, you're fresh, you're 100%, you're ready to go. That's what the customer feels that they're getting. They feel that when they get a driver dispatched on their freight, that they're getting a driver that's 100% ready to go, and that's that. So I'm of the mindset, take care of your schedule and get your sleep, knowing that this shit can happen. If not, I mean, then communicate with dispatch. Hey, once about 5-6 o'clock comes, I'm not, keep it under 400 miles because, or make sure it's got enough time that I can get 4 or 5 hours sleep in there, or whatever amount of time of sleep you want. Yeah, that's going to lessen your loads, and that's why drivers don't want to tell them, because they know it's going to lessen their loads. They know it's going to make them look, like they don't want to grind, because they really don't. So they're being picky about what they want to take, and then, or if they're not being picky and they're just taking it and not saying nothing to dispatch, but then they're kind of complaining about it and, putting it in a light to where dispatch is wrong for putting it on them. The guy recently, I heard that there was a guy that freaking stopped and ate dinner and was late for his load. If you're out here and you want to nonchalant do everything, I mean, expect to make money that being nonchalant and not busting your ass is going to get you. You can't get maximum money with minimum effort. You're out here, so maximize your earning potential by getting the right sleep at the right time. You know, if you want to be out here traveling as far as to see sights and all that bullshit, then you're not out here to make money. Now, if you can fit those things in around your schedule of living out here to make money, then fine, that's fine. Put it in there. Some will argue, well, I'm not going to be unsafe. I'm not saying be unsafe. If you're tired, stop. If you can't take a load, turn it down. I'm not saying take a load you can't physically do or can't handle. That's not what I'm saying. One of the arguments is, oh, I'm not going to do that and sleep this way and sleep that way and do energy drinks and be all unhealthy and blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. I'm unhealthy, I'm fat, but it ain't from driving. It ain't from doing that. I was fat before I started this job. So, I feel like, again, if you want to reach your full potential, earning potential, learn how to manage your sleep, learn how to communicate with dispatch. I'm definitely not going to sit around. If it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to bed, man. I mean, I'm going to get my sleep. Same thing at night. Now, it could bite me at night because there's times I stay up extremely late at night because I know that there's little chance of first thing in the morning anybody's going to call me. Dispatch isn't going to call me first thing in the morning with a load. So I want to kind of sleep a little bit through the early, late morning, I guess, because I stayed up all night till 3, 4 in the morning, whatever it may be. But I kind of manage my sleep routine around the schedule of freight. And that's why I feel I do better than most at getting the miles, at getting the loads. It ain't because I'm nobody special. I mean, I feel I make better decisions that's centered around, making money out here. But that's basically what I wanted to get to, because when you're in service, the bottom line is when you're showing in service, like I said, you're seen as being 100% fresh, ready to go, able to take a load. Now, obviously, if dispatch gives you a run that is just utterly unsafe, say 1,500 miles, and they expect you to do it in 26 hours, that's not okay. That's not okay at all. But if you get a run at 5 or 6 o'clock at night and it's 500 or 600 miles and you got to run until 8 in the morning or 6 in the morning, I don't think that's uncalled for, because, as I said, you're showing at 5 o'clock and you've not communicated otherwise that you're ready to go. So, yeah, that's kind of my take. Not really anything else to say on that. Just I always tell people, communication with dispatch. Always communicate. If I'm coming off of a run, if I'm finishing a run, and it may be evening, I mean, I'm communicating with dispatch already. Like, I've sent in messages or called in and say, hey, I'm ready to go. If you grab something, no matter what it is, I'm good to go. Or I'll text in and call in and say, hey, I'm ready to go, but just try to make sure you get something with a few hours in there to be able to get a few hours in there. Now, just communicate. There's not a problem with communicating and making it work. Like, I can do it, so anybody else can do it. So, with that, yeah, I'm gonna stop this little rambling rant and get the hell up out of here, because my pickup's here in just a little bit. Got like 3 hours, but I'm gonna show up there a little bit early, see if it's ready, get a couple hours early, hopefully. But if not, get it on time, and I should arrive there tonight about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern. So, alright guys, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all take care, and see you in the next one.